Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys? I hope you guys don't mind. I'm going to wear my retainer the entire time that I do this live. Hold up, my computer is acting weird. Hey, 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 everyone. Happy Sunday. Hello, hello. We are back for another book club, kind of a week late. Why wasn't I was at Beyonce last week. I feel like these weeks are all just coming and coming and coming and coming. One second, let me do my housekeeping. We are happy to have you. How are you guys? I love book club. Even though I feel like I complain every single book club, it feels good to have a place to complain if that's what I feel like doing. I love talking to you guys. I love my Patreon as well, but I think this is like my favorite place like I have on the internet. Um, I just love it. I just love coming over here and talking about books and hanging out with you guys. If you just got in here, yes, you guys, I'm gonna wear my retainer. I think over on Patreon, I'm gonna do a whole video about me not having braces anymore. I don't have braces anymore, you guys. Isn't that crazy? Since most of you guys have known me, I have had braces, right? Yeah, I think I think at the beginning of my YouTube channel, I didn't have braces, but I got rid of them and now I have to wear this retainer. And I question sometimes, how much is wearing a retainer different from having braces? I'm at a place where I have to wear my retainer 22 hours a day. Do I do that? I try, but like if I know I'm going to eat, like for example, when I went to Beyonce, I got to the Beyonce concert at like 6. I didn't put that retainer back in until I got home from the Beyonce concert. So therefore, I was not wearing that retainer for 22 hours a day. But like, I hate the fact that I have to make a conscious decision if I'm going to eat or not. Like when I had braces, I could just eat. But now I have to actually make a decision if I am going to eat. And so sometimes I just don't eat because I'm just like, whatever. I don't even feel like dealing with my retainer. And this might be TMI. Why did I put that? This might be TMI. Retainer people, y'all didn't tell me the worst thing about having a retainer is like when you wake up in the morning and you have morning breath and you have to like take the retainer out. Oh my gosh, I hate that. And mind you, I wash my retainer before I go to bed and I wash it in the morning. It's not that it's just like you have morning breath. So like your breath is like on the retainer and it's like this tart taste. I hate it. So I'm not really a big fan of the retainer, but I feel like as long as I wear it at night, I should be fine. But I wear it mostly during the day. It's just like an hour before I eat and an hour after I eat. I'm not putting that thing in because I might eat again. So I guess greedy problems. But how are you guys? I have a road trip actually. I am headed to once I get off this live with you guys. So I really should just get it going. I really should. That means you are an OG. If you remember pre-braces, Kenya, there's so much of life that has happened then. I was still in college, so you remember me in college. You remember me in my first apartment post-college. I look back at that apartment very, very fondly. So like the apartment I was in when I made my like James Charles video, I look at that apartment I look at that time of my life so fondly. Like I'll never be that young ever again. And I look at that part of my life really fondly. What else were you there for? I was working at Olive Garden. Who remembers my Olive Garden era? So you have Olive Garden era. Kenya doesn't have braces because I would get braces like shortly after. I got braces June of 2019. So you guys, even if you knew me for a while, you would have to have known me before I blew up. Now, if you really OG, you remember me in my college apartment. So James Charles video, I was in like my first adult apartment. Like it had nothing to do. I had already moved away from Alabama. Like I was in a whole other state. But if you remember me in my college bathroom videos, oh, you've been here. So that's the only way someone could have seen me without braces for like a really long time. Because if you were there, Peltier James Charles video, I got braces like a month after, like literally a month after. But if you were there 2018, because I think I started my YouTube channel February 2018. If you were there then, you were there for an entire year of me not having braces. But I've gone through so many eras with guys. We didn't have a pandemic. I was in college. I've gone through 3, maybe 4 apartments since you guys have seen me. This is the longest I have been in a place. I've lived here for 4 years, which sounds crazy to me. But yeah, we've been through some eras together. But you guys, we got to come and talk about the book. We have to come and discuss the dating countdown. How do we feel about the dating countdown? Let me tell everybody who didn't read it, this is the one book you have no excuse to not even have attempted, because this book is free on Kindle Unlimited. So unless you just don't have Kindle Unlimited, which you could have did a free trial anyways, you have no excuse not to have read this book, because this book was free 99 on Kindle Unlimited. I actually read it on my Kindle instead of reading it, like holding it. I read it on my Kindle because I was supposed to read this book in Las Vegas by the pool when I went to go see Beyonce. And so I brought it to Las Vegas and I had it in my man's backpack, and he takes that backpack to work. So I actually didn't have the book because it kept being in his backpack, and I'm just like, I gotta get the book. So I ended up picking up on Kindle. So I actually didn't read it like holding it. I read it via my Kindle because it was free on Kindle Unlimited. Another new addition to my life, you guys. All types of changes is happening in my life. I also have glasses. I don't have to wear them to see. I wear them when I drive. The reason why I have them out is because I have to wear them when I see I have astigmatism, and it has gotten increasingly hard throughout my life to see when I'm driving at night. And I went to school in Alabama, and I'm from Charlotte, North Carolina. That's about a 7-hour drive. And I noticed as I kept doing that drive, like starting off my freshman year of college, I would drive at night. It was fine. But like as someone who drives at night a lot, because I go back to Charlotte a lot, and I visit my grandmother in South Carolina, and then my sister was also in another state. That's who I helped move. I drive a lot at night, and I just noticed throughout the year my eyesight at night when I'm driving was just getting worse and worse and worse and worse. And it got to the point, if there was a car coming my way and I couldn't see, like I can't see, and it's not like a blinding, I just like my vision just would go blurry. And so last year I went to the eye doctor, and they gave me a prescription and everything, but baby, I say glasses expensive. I say glasses are expensive. And so I ended up getting a sponsorship, and I was like, yeah, I was talking to my manager, and I was like, can I send over my prescription, and can I get a sponsorship with somebody for some glasses? For some glasses. And lo and behold, my prescription glasses are here. So I need these for when I go on my road trip, which I am about to head to after I leave from you guys. But anyways, back to the dating countdown. I don't need them to see. They do have blue light and all that stuff, so I should probably use them when I'm looking at the screen, but I don't need them to read, even though I used them to read the other day, and it is clearer. I was just like, whoa. I always thought I had good eyesight because I can see just fine. And so I used them to read, and I was like, not this shit being clearer, but I just don't need them for that. I need them for my astigmatism. Anyways, the dating countdown. How do you feel about this book? Let me tell you what happens in this book. In this book, we are following Maxine and Remy. They live in Trinidad. They live in Trinidad, right? And basically, they used to have a fling when they were younger. Maxine ended up going to Atlanta for college. Remy stayed where she was. Now, Maxine has gotten a divorce from her husband, and she is back in Trinidad, and they're spending time together since she has been back. They have hooked up a few times, but Maxine is not really sure that she's a lesbian. She doesn't know if she's a lesbian, and she doesn't really want to put that title on her if she does not know. The reason why that is because obviously in the Caribbean, there is homophobia. She's not sure how her family react. She also has a daughter to think about, so she's just like, I don't know if I want to do all of this stuff. Well, eventually they do start hooking up, having little hookups, little flings. And so they don't really get to know each other. Like every single like page is them having sex, them talking about having sex. So Maxine comes up with an idea. What if we go on dates? What if we go on 10 dates and we see if we can be together, get to know one another? And so this is about them going on these dates, getting to know each other and seeing if they can make a relationship work. Can they get over their own, issues that they have? Remy has an issue with like committing to people because she had a girlfriend too back in the day, and she kind of ran away from that girl. They're still friends now. She's in the book, but she kind of ran away from it. So she kind of has commitment issues, and Maxine just doesn't know what she wants to do with her life. Do you want to be a lesbian girl? Do you not want to be a lesbian girl? Do you want to be bisexual? What are you going to do? And so this is about them getting to know each other. Now, this is kind of an important little tidbit I have to give you guys. This is a third book in a series. So you have Sweet Hand and you have Don't Go Baking My Heart. Out of all of these, Don't Go Baking My Heart was my favorite. I think we read this book last year, did we not, in the book club? And I really, really enjoyed it. I don't remember. I read Sweet Hand on my own, and I believe I have a vlog on my channel reading Sweet Hand. I could have made that up, but I think I do. And I enjoyed this well enough. We had a main character, this guy, who was bisexual, and we don't get a lot of Black male bisexual representation. And I really, really enjoyed that. So if some of the characters in this book don't make sense to you and you didn't read the other two books, that is why some of these characters, I read the other two books, and some of these characters, I was just like, girl, I forgot. But yeah, that's what happened. So what is your rating of this book? Because I'm going to give you my rating rather quickly, and y'all tell me how y'all feel. Yes, it is. It's absolutely horrible. Not all y'all didn't read. Not because I didn't have a Kindle, you could get it here. Well, I'm going to give you guys my rating. The rating 3.5 out of 4, 3, 2.5, DNF. Let me see whose ratings I am going to go with, because actually I'm trying to see if I want to be nasty, okay, let me tell you. I'm going to go with the DNF. Now, I did not actually DNF this book at all. I read the entire book, all 373 pages of this book. But I was reading this book and I told myself, I think I put it in my notes. In my notes, I put at what page? Okay, I didn't put the page. I said at 50%. At the 50% mark, I would have DNF'd this book. I am at a place, and this is not necessarily to this book, because I was thinking about this as I was sitting on my couch the other day. I no longer we're crunch time. I had this. Did I say this on Patreon? I don't know. Maybe I said this somewhere. I be talking too much. I think August is the most important month of the year. I think if you look at your August, you will look at your entire year. And stay with me on this theory. Okay, everything before August feels like the beginning of the year. Feels like the beginning of the year, like the year just started, like you still have so much to go. But then everything after August is 100% the end of the year. Nobody looks back at September, October, November and doesn't think that was the end of the year. So August is so important because it is such the transition period. If you do August well, you will feel better about your entire year, because August is that one month in the year that doesn't feel like it actually has a place. So if you do stuff in August and stuff you want to do in August, you will feel like you had a complete year, even though maybe before August it was an absolute mess. But the fact that you did stuff in August and you had a good August, you will feel better about the entire year, because now when you go into September, the end of the year, you'll think back in December like, well, August was a good month, and you'll forget that you did all the stuff in August. You'll start thinking, maybe I did that in June, maybe I did that in July. And August is the only month where that it feels that way. Everything else kind of has like you were like something happened in February at the beginning of the year, but August is just this weird month where you just can't really put in your head like what happened. You never remember what happened in August, but August is so important because of the fact that you won't remember. You'll put all this stuff in different categories. I say that to say this. I have not been enjoying my reading year. I have not been enjoying my reading year. And I was reading this book, and I've been telling myself, if you watched my last blog, I had a 5-star read in that blog. And as I was reading that book, I couldn't wait to get back to that book. I couldn't wait to read the book and like, oh, what's going to happen next? What's going to happen next? And I was sitting with myself, and it's like, Kenya, this is what most people experience when they read books. Because I read close to 200 books a year, there's like 70 books that I don't like every single year. And so I get used to the idea that like I can read books and not enjoy them. Like it's okay for me to read books and not enjoy them, but that's simply not true. And so in August, I only want to read books that make me like flip the page and flip the page. And so it's not this book's fault that I would have DNF'd it. I'm DNFing anything that I don't want to sit through. Anything that is not compelling to me, I am not sitting through it. That's with TV shows, that's with movies, that's with books. I'm not doing it. And so I was sitting here at the 50% mark, and I said, if I didn't have to come and talk about this book to you guys, I would not finish this book. So much so I thought about coming to the book club and being like, you guys, we had our first DNF, and I'm going to explain to you why I DNF this book. But it doesn't take long for me to explain to you why I was going to DNF this book, because I don't want to read. And I'm about to tell you why this book is bad, because I do think this is a bad book. My rating on this book is like a 2-star, and I'm being generous. I think these 2 books are genuinely way better, and you should read them. I don't think this book, even if I give it representation points, I can't even like be like, that's more than enough. Like, no, I think this book has like major flaws to it. But yeah, I was just like, I want to read some good books. Like, I think I've lost sight of like why I'm supposed to be reading. Like, reading is just such something that I do. Some people get up and they watch TV. Some people get up and they watch a movie. Some people go for a walk. I read, like that's just a thing. When I have time, that's what I do. So I've lost track of the idea. Like, Kenya, you can read books and like them. And so whenever I get a 5-star book, like I got last blog, which is last week, I was just like, Kenya, you could like this book. So going off that book where I gave 5 stars and going into this book, I'm like, I don't want to read this book. And so here is my issues with this book. Let me tell you what I liked about this book. So starting off, I really love books that take place in a specific place. We have had some Caribbean books a couple times in this book. Well, obviously this book took place in the Caribbean. And I like this idea of like dropping ourselves in a world where like you are in the Caribbean and like things are totally different and the music scene is different and the people are different. I like the idea of them going on a boat to go to certain islands. I just like this idea of being in this like world that I don't live in. I just love it. And I just want to read more books that take place in like not America and not London, that take place in like something like the Caribbean. So I always, when I'm reading these books, I always love the vibe. Number 2 thing, I think this author does really good world building. Like all of these books really do. They really do like stack on top of one another, and like all of these books have to take place with like a magazine and people being in the music industry. Even though I don't remember all the specificities, I know that like all of this stuff connects and all this stuff goes together. And I think that is really well done. And I think Ng Peltier is actually a really good writer. I really enjoy her writing, and I'm still going to read anything that she puts out, even though I did not enjoy this book. Number 2 thing I really enjoyed about this book is I like the fact that they would discuss like homophobia in the Caribbean. Sometimes when you get queer work, people act like people aren't homophobic anymore. Like, oh, everyone's just going to be okay with it and everything is fine, especially in some place like the Caribbean and stuff. So I like from the very beginning, they start talking about how like being gay in the Caribbean just really ain't something that's, being gay in America ain't even something that's just like, oh, that's fine. So, in the Caribbean is crazy. And so I enjoyed the fact that that's what the book, like it starts off like, you just can't be out here and being gay and all of that stuff. stuff. So starting off, I was fully in it. I was fully in it. We're going to get this relationship with this couple. But if you read the book, maybe it was just me, but I felt like the book kept adding stakes to Remy and Maxine's relationship as it was going. When the book first began, it seemed like Remy and Maxine like didn't really know each other that well. Like it was like they used to know each other, then they didn't. Then as the book keeps going, their relationship becomes more and more and more like important. And I'm not talking about in this current time. The weight of their relationship in the past starts to become more and more important. So this book starts off, for the people who didn't read, at a party. And Maxine is keeping it a secret that she has hooked up with this girl, Remy, who she used to just be like rivals with in college. And that's how it like starts. Like, ooh, we used to be rivals. But all of a sudden, no, they didn't just used to be rivals. They were full on hooking up. And then their parents knew one another. And then they're going on vacation together. Like that is it just like when the book, when it was presented to me in the beginning that these two people were to get like they like were hooking, it wasn't presented like these people like deeply knew each other and she knows my brother and our best friends are connected. It was presented like Remy was this like secret that Maxine was keeping, and she came back from Atlanta and she kind of connected back with this girl that she was friends with in high school. That's what it was presented as, and that's what I start wrapping my head around. I start wrapping my head around this idea that these two people, you know, they hooking back up again because she's getting a divorce. But no, 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 no. You quickly go on a family vacation. Yes, yes. It's all of a sudden this thing that was just this fling, all of a sudden becomes this thing that's just like so much deeper. And to me, and I don't know, have any proof of this, to me, it felt like the author kind of wrote themselves like against the wall, where we were going to sit up here, me and Leah were going to sit up here and be like, oh, why the fuck do you care this much about a high school fling? So she started adding more to their relationship to make it seem like it mattered a lot, when I think in the beginning it was just supposed to be unrequited love. It was supposed to be two people who had a fling in high school. One of them went off to college and now they're back on this island together trying to see if they can date. But like, I think she didn't know where to go with that story, or that story is just not that interesting because it's been done a million times before. So she had to like start adding more and more and more. And I'm just like, now this don't make sense to me. Now I'm just a little bit confused. I'm confused about how nobody knew y'all was having a fling. Y'all believe nobody knows that y'all are lesbians and all of this stuff. And then we go on the family trip. Now, I, for the life of me, and you can blame this on me already thinking about I'm going to DNF the book. I don't know why all of them went on vacation together. I don't know how all of them are connected to each other that has them all on vacation. So you guys, book starts off at a party, but then everyone is going to go over to what island? They're going over to an island and they're going to go have a New Year's Eve party, which like fine. I had it in my head that like everyone just goes over to this island for New Year's Eve, like it's a Trinidad thing. But oh no, 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 no. She's like vacationing with Remy's family. Remy's mom and dad, and Maxine's mom and her brothers, who are the two main characters in these two books, they're coming on the vacation as well. And then it just becomes one group vacation. And I'm sitting here like, I don't think any of this stuff matters anymore. This is why at 50%, I was like, it might be time for me to DNF this book, because I said, none of this stuff matters anymore. Now we are dealing with something that is severely unserious, because like your families know each other, your families like each other. Why can't you guys just like start dating one another? And then in the midst of all of this stuff, they are full on hooking up. They hooked up at the party. They hooked up on this vacation. People are already making jokes about how they're together. Like, there's no, I'm sitting here like, what is the plot of this book? Like, what exactly am I here to do? What I agree. Like, why? What they did? So it wasn't just me, Danny. That was never explained. That was never explained. Like all of a sudden, it was just like we're all here together, and my family's gonna be over here too, and then we're all gonna start vacation. Like it just didn't like their relationship when Maxine starts off the book, she makes it seem like Remy is this big secret and Remy isn't a part of her life. And then they're even talking about how like they didn't like each other in high school and will they be able to like each other as adults because Maxine went off to Atlanta. But it's just like y'all families like each other because the minute y'all go on this vacation, all of y'all is homies. Now I do know when the chapters start, there's like time that has jumped. Like by when it's all said and done, like we've lived like a whole year in these people's lives, but not that much time has jumped. And I'm just like, what? I'm so confused. Like, how the hell did she get here? And so every single thing about this book started to read as unserious to me because I'm like, you guys don't have any problem. And then to make things work, the husband is also in Tobago. The husband also comes along as well. Like, isn't he in Atlanta? He's in Atlanta. All of a sudden, he's over here. And I'm just like, nah, I'm just so goddamn confused as to how all of these people are ending up on this vacation at the exact same time. But I'm supposed to be told that all of these people dislike each other in some type of way, and all these people don't get along. Keep in mind the friend that Remy was hooking up with, like after she was with Maxine, because she had a girlfriend who she had commitment issues with. She's also on the vacation, y'all. She also comes to the vacation. Maxine was at the party with a friend named Victoria. Guess who comes on the vacation too? Victoria's on the vacation too. Both people who in these books, they on the vacation too. And I said, now I am just so confused how everybody has ended up on this vacation. And then for all these people to be on this vacation, nothing worthwhile happens on this vacation. Like I said, you have these like near encounters where Maxine is worried that people are going to know that she's a lesbian. People are going to know that she's hooking up with Remy or that she wants to hook up with Remy. Oh, her daughter's on the vacation as well. That's another thing. Come on, the daughter. So like another point of like contention should be like she also has a daughter, right? How is your daughter gonna feel about you being a lesbian? How's your daughter gonna feel about her daughter knows Remy? Her daughter knows Remy. Her daughter from Jump is calling Remy her aunt. Her daughter from Jump is calling Remy her aunt. Now, I do understand in like Caribbean, African culture, like it's a normal thing to call someone who's older than you auntie. But like, no, she like knows her. Like they have a rapport. They're friendly. Like her daughter is not like timid around Remy. Like she's never seen Remy. Like they know one another. So I'm sitting here like, now wait a goddamn minute. Maxine starts off this book telling me that she's so worried what everyone is going to think about Remy. Everyone knows Remy. Everyone who is in your life knows Remy to the point where Remy also knows her husband. Remy is also fully aware of who Leo is. Leo's her husband. Everyone knows each other. And so I'm sitting here like, what would be the issue here with any of you guys being together? Or you like, should I date this person? Should I get to know it? Why are you hiding that you have any type of relationship with her? You don't got to tell the entire world that y'all having sex. But like this idea that you have to hide anything from these people, like they seem like they don't care. And then from the very jump, everyone is teasing her. I didn't get it. I didn't get it. That's another thing, Taylor. Also, like everyone living together. Now, this could be another cultural thing that I'm not catching on to, and that could be fine, and I will give it grace if it is. But yeah, like she was saying how she was sleeping over at Remy's house, and she's like, how am I gonna get back in the house? How old are you people? So one of you just said that in the comments. Like, how old are these people that they care so much about what their parents said? That's another, I understand that's a Caribbean thing, but like their parents seem to not be bothered by anything going on. This book, our main characters were in their head and they're telling us that they're so worried, they're so worried, they're so worried. What are people going to think? What are people going to do? All of this stuff, but nobody gives a damn. One brother doesn't give a shit. The other brother is teasing you about it. Your mom got a boyfriend of her own. Your daddy don't give a damn and has a whole other family. He was cheating on your mama. Like, and Remy, we don't really learn nothing about Remy and her family except that she got a brother who asexual, pansexual. He's something. So it's just like, what are we doing here? Like, she was just coming up with stuff. Your daughter doesn't give a damn, and your daughter knows this girl. And Remy is helping her daughter with photography and all of this stuff. And I'm just like, what's going on here? And then she's worried about them people down in Atlanta. I'm sorry, you guys. If I am in Trinidad and I have decided to move back to Trinidad from Atlanta, I don't give a fuck what the suburban bitches in Atlanta have to say about my lesbian relationship on a Caribbean island. Like, what? So, like, a point. So, okay, let me give you a little backstory on Maxine, because Maxine's backstory is actually kind of interesting. The book just doesn't do anything with it. So Maxine was in Atlanta and her husband is rich because of reasons. I'm pretty sure it's explained in the book. I don't remember. But she has a rich husband, and her husband wanted her to be a stay-at-home mom. So she ends up getting pregnant and she becomes a stay-at-home mom in Atlanta. And like everyone starts talking about her real bad when they find out she's getting a divorce. And her husband starts talking about her real bad when she said she didn't want to be a stay-at-home mom anymore. And that's kind of the reason why they end up getting a divorce. And like the women in Atlanta suck and they stop being friends with her. And so she ends up coming back to Trinidad. And she's thinking about these people and she has all this trauma from what happened to her in Atlanta. Girl, fuck them people in Atlanta. Fuck me. I'm in Atlanta. Fuck me. Like, why do you care what we have to say? And then in Atlanta, they don't understand gay people. Don't piss me the fuck off. Like, I'm just like, this doesn't make any sense. Like, this doesn't make any sense. And sorry, I don't think you should give a damn about your husband who's all the way in Atlanta and whatever he got going on. And another thing this book does, hold up. Um, I don't know why I'm in the pen that the Leah was not. I don't know how old Leah is. I literally do not know. Sometimes I imagine her as like really young. Other times I kind of imagine her older when they're talking about her using the camera. I have a camera, not as sophisticated, I'm sure, as they're talking about in the book, but like I don't think someone exceptionally young would be able to work a camera like that. So I'm just like, maybe she's older than what I'm imagining her. But also, like, there's moments where Maxine is talking to her and she seems like a kid, and her worries for Maxine seem like a kid. So I don't know. Like, I don't, they really weren't quite particular about any of these things. But the thing, see, I'm with you here. I'm here with you here, woke reader. Except their parents weren't. Their parents were so nice, nice to the point where I think it was unrealistic. Her parents did not care. Her parents, like there. It's not like these parents are mysterious beings. They're in the book. They play cricket together on the vacation, that mysterious vacation where everyone comes out. They play cricket together. No one has any issue with them being together. No one has judged her about a single thing she has done in her life. That goes for Remy's parents. Don't even care that she's gay. They don't. Remy has said that. Remy's parents don't even give, because Remy is not in the closet. Remy is fully out. Everyone knows that Remy is gay. So Remy's parents for damn sure don't care. Remy's parents was watching Leah. There was a point in the vacation where Maxine had a couple drinks. Everybody was drinking. Guess who was watching the daughter? Remy's parents. No one has an issue. Like, that's, so when this book keeps telling me that their parents are like, it wasn't Remy's parents that were going to have an issue. It was Maxine's parents were going to care so much. Her daddy don't give a damn regardless because he's not around. And then her mom literally does not care. Literally does not care. And then in the book before, this nigga was gay. And so it was just like, I don't think this is happening. Like, your parents don't. And then, like someone just pointed out in the comments, she lived with her mama. She lived with her mama. Her mama ain't said nothing. Everybody's on her side about the divorce. That's another thing. It's also not like she got a divorce and all her family is looking at her crazy because why would you get a divorce from this rich man who lives in the States? No, 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 no. When the husband comes to the vacation, everybody's on his ass. Everybody is on his ass. The siblings don't like him. The mom is inviting him to things, but she really don't give a damn either. Nobody, like nothing in her life is any, no one's judging her. She wants to work for the family business, so that's a good thing. Like she's working for the family business. Her mama likes her. She has a good enough relationship with her mom. Like I'm just sitting here like, there's a moment in the book where they're on a boat. It's Leah, Maxine, Remy, and their mother, and Maxine's mother, and everybody is just hanging out. She's like, "Can I get a? Y'all should take a picture. Y'all should look." It's just like, huh? And so, like, no, everything goes smoothly. I think that's actually the biggest issue of this book. Every time there could be some type of tension in the book, there actually isn't. There actually everything just literally goes smoothly. Another issue I have with this book, this is just about the writing of this book. Y'all didn't feel like sometimes this book would have a weird jump and you like, when the fuck did that happen? So Leo, her husband, has a new girlfriend. We learn from the daughter that he's seeing someone. And so eventually Maxine's like, I gotta know who's around my daughter. So Leo's not, he doesn't hide anything. He's like, yeah, I got a girlfriend. I think her name's Julia or whatever. And he's like, I need to talk. She's like, I need to talk to Leo about Julia. We just don't get that scene. And then in the next chapter, she's just like, had a great talk with Leo about Julia. And it's just like, huh? There's another moment where Remy asked Maxine to be her muse, and Maxine is like, I don't know. And then next chapter, so I'm Remy's muse, and it's just like that was a huge issue before, and this happens multiple times in this book where like there's a point of tension, there's a point of like where people need to talk, need to figure something out, and then we don't get the scene where they do that, and then there's been some come to Jesus moment where everyone's okay and everyone's fine and everyone is good. No different than she's worried about her dad's like assistant not liking her, and then all of a sudden assistant don't give a shit, or like it just, and that just constantly keeps on happening. Like every time we're an obstacle is brought up in this book, it gets handled, but either it gets handled really quickly to the point where it doesn't even matter, or it gets handled off page. And I'm just like, where's I literally wrote in my note, where's the goddamn plot of this book? Because another thing that happens in this book, so this is called the dating countdown. I don't know why. We don't even get that part of the book where I'm telling you the synopsis where like these people are going to like date and to figure out if they can be together until maybe 60% of the way through the book. And I'm being so honest. People in the chat tell me I'm lying. We don't even get the part where Maxine decides that they should do a dating countdown till we 60% through. We on page 220. And that's when Maxine comes up with this brilliant idea, because before then we are literally Groundhog's Day. We are Groundhog's Day. Another thing I put in my notes is that the same shit keeps happening in every single chapter. It was cute the first time. This like, I don't know if we should be together. Should we be together? Oh my gosh, I'm not a lesbian. I don't want to do this. And then they end up hooking up. That's cute once. It's fine twice. After a third time, I get it. I literally get it. And it keeps happening. And it keeps happening. And then she keeps being like, I don't know if I'm a lesbian. I don't want to put any titles in it. Then you have Remy's like, I really like Maxine. I really want to be with Maxine. Does she like me? Does she like me? And then Remy keeps doing this stuff where I don't want to force her. I don't want to make her be with me. And you guys, this keeps happening and keeps happening and keeps happening. They keep hooking up. They keep deciding they can't be together for reasons at this point. And it keeps happening. Then finally, Maxine has this like light bulb moment. She's like, we should just date. No more hooking up. We should date. And then the book got me back. The book got me back. I said, you know what? We was just setting the scene. That yes, the first part of the book needed some editing, but that is fine. I am good. I've read worse. And I still think N.G. Peltier is a great writer. So I'm like, I'm in it. Like I'm in the world. I am in the world. But then the same stuff keeps happening after that. And I'm like, okay, you lost me. That's where the 2-star comes in. Because like you completely lost me. Exactly. We get this huge section where they're doing the same damn shit in in Tobago, and then we get nothing. We get everything else is just like, this scene happened that I'm not going to show you. This happened that I'm not going to show you. Let's rush through this thing. And I'm like, why are we rushing through stuff? There's so many things that got rushed. So the relationship with Leo, that gets rushed. Her relationship with her daughter gets rushed. The stuff going on with her job, and is her dad going to give her the job, and can she be an A&R? Is she just a nepotism baby? That completely gets rushed. The stuff with her mom completely gets rushed. Remy really don't got much of shit going on, goddamn. But even the stuff Remy does have going on, gets completely rushed. And I'm like, for what? Maybe if we didn't spend so much of the book at the beginning doing the same goddamn nonsense, we could sit here and have some fun with what's good. Because like you guys, the pieces are here. The pieces are here for a really, really good book. Like, I think it's so interesting to have the conversation of like, if you were a gay person, would you date somebody who's DL? That's one of my favorite gay people conversations to listen in on in my ear, because I find it so interesting. I think all sides of that argument to be so interesting. I had somebody who say they think being DL is an inherently homophobic. So therefore, like, why would you as a gay person be with somebody who you believe is homophobic? And I said that is such an interesting conversation, because like, can you be DL and not homophobic? Can you be DL and not homophobic? That it begs a question. It begs a question. How do you feel about gay people? All of that is interesting. And this book could have had all those goddamn conversations. They just don't come. Anywhere that they could be tension, because it does feel like Maxine has an issue with just being gay. She can't help that she's gay. She was born gay. But it does feel like in her own head, she has an issue with being like gayness. She has an issue with like the world of being gay and being queer. And that's why she's so hesitant to put these labels on her. That's why she's so hesitant to have a relationship with Remy, because there is no obstacles. There's literally no obstacles in them being together. Another thing, if you read this book, that little friend Sana was messy to the point of like, they should have kicked her off the trip. Because if we're talking about like, Maxine is making it very clear in Caribbean culture, a lot of people are homophobic to the point of like violence. Like, you just can't be out here saying people gay. You don't know how people families are. Fair enough. And so Remy goes to Sana and is just like, knock off the jokes. Don't be like trying to out Maxine to her family. Like, you don't know her. Like, don't do that. And she's still trying to do it the entire trip in Tobago. And so I'm just like, why are y'all letting her stick around? She was pissing me off, because I'm like, if I'm following this up where Maxine is literally in the closet because she's worried about her family being homophobic, why are you making jokes after everyone told you to stop goddamn making jokes? And she keeps on doing it. Even when she's confronted by Maxine, she still keeps on doing it. She never stops doing it the entire trip. And so I'm just like, what is going on in this book? How come every time we establish something, it just completely gets knocked apart and no one cares about whatever the hell we established before then? I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Because stupid. And then let me cut him some slack. I put in my notes, I'm actually on Leo's side in a sense that like, there's a picture of you in the wild of you kissing a woman. Who knows how old our daughter is? I do think you got some splaining to do. I do think you have some splaining to do to the people around you if you out in public kissing women. Like, yeah, I do think you need to explain to your daughter you're a lesbian. I do think you need to explain to your ex-husband you're a lesbian. I do think you need to explain to people that you're. So I'm actually on Leo's side. The way he came about this stuff was messy, but I'm actually on his side. And also him being like, so like, did you ever really like me? Like, you're dating someone who you were with in high school. So like, was I just like a phase? Like, you were just trying to see if you could be a heterosexual person. So I do think there's some things that need to be said. Okay. And then I'm on Maxine's side when she said, I need to talk to this lady who is goddamn around my daughter. But we never got that scene. We never got that scene where he explains himself. And then Maxine says everything's okay and everything is fine. Another thing, I feel like at the end of every romance book, you gotta have a conversation of, do you think these two people can be together? It's so funny. Do you guys know the YouTuber? I'm sure you knew Jenny Nelson. Is her name Jenny Nelson? She's the one who did that like Star Wars hotel video. She did that Vampire Diaries video. Her. I find her Patreon more interesting than her YouTube channel. She doesn't really post on YouTube, but she posts on Patreon every single month, and I'm a member of her Patreon. And she did a really good video, and I kind of want to steal it. I might steal it from my Patreon this week, where she like went through some rom-coms and was talking about like couples that she doesn't think should be together in the end. Like if she takes the movie on face value and inserts herself in the world, should these two people be in a relationship or not? And I thought it was a really cute video. And so I do that. I've been doing this on with the books this entire time, but I had just watched that video when I was washing my hair, and it made me think about this book. These two people shouldn't be together. These two people shouldn't be together. I wanted so bad for Maxine to be the one to tell Remy that she loved Remy, and that didn't happen. Remy is already at the I love you stage because reason, which you want to know what? I actually didn't have any issue with Remy saying I love you because they've known each other for fucking ever and they hang out. Clearly, they hang out with each other all the time. So I actually had no problem with Remy. I wrapped my head around the fact like these people have known each other clearly. So it's not implausible for these people to be in a relation, like to have I love you. But like, the entire book, you guys, I don't think you guys understand. Maxine is not giving Remy the time of day. Remy is doing so much emotional and physical lifting of this relationship. She's constantly checking in on Maxine. Like, Maxine, are you good? Maxine, do you want to do this? Maxine, should we keep going? And like, Maxine has every goddamn excuse in the book as to why she can't be with Remy, even though they keep hooking up. And so I'm just like, I think Remy needs her big declaration moment. I think Remy deserves someone to come to her and be like, I just love you so much. And I just want to be with you so much. Forget what anyone has to say. Forget about all this stuff. I want you. We don't get that. We actually get the complete goddamn opposite because Remy says she's in love with Maxine and Maxine says, man, I see. I mean, maybe one day I like you. She ends up not being able to even tell her that she loves her after Maxine is like, after Remy is like, I love you. And I'm like, okay, Remy is kind of getting played. Remy is getting played. I don't know why she keeps like I think she's in an emotionally abusive relationship. Yes. She said, I am not ready for any of this stuff. I don't know about all of this stuff. Oh, and keep in mind, the whole my family might be homophobic, that gets solved so easily. I was waiting for a moment in the book where like something blows up. Like, by the way, Leo completely gives her like, okay, you get to be a lesbian. I don't care. Leo doesn't give a fuck about her being a lesbian after he tries to like be like, why you kissing girls? He doesn't care anymore. Her mother also does not give a shit. Her mother's like, well, I got a new boyfriend. Like, we should double date. Her mother does not give a shit. She tells her daughter does not give a shit. Like, no, like it's not even like, oh, they're supporting. No, they simply don't care. Everyone's just like, girl, you got it, like whatever. And so all it leaves is Maxine and her feelings. And so you're just like, girl, go be with Remy, go be happy. She's still stutter stepping. She's still like, I don't know about all this. I don't know if I should do all this. I don't know if I want this. And I'm just like, Remy, why are you still here? Like, she constantly keeps showing that she's just really not that into you. She's either just not where she needs to be personally to be able to be a lesbian, or she just don't want to be with you. But it's one of the two. Like, you are sitting here showing like, I love her so much and I want to be with her and we need to be there. And you've been so patient. Not sexually, you've been patient trying to help her learn how to be a lesbian. Emotionally, you've been patient about her literally keeping you a secret, because I find that to be damn near like I think that's the kind of disgusting, like making someone have to hide their affection for you because you aren't comfortable with your own sexuality. Like, you can't leave them alone like you should do, but you want all the perks of like being with someone, but you're telling them that they need to like hide and don't tell anyone. I think that's abusive and weird. So all of this stuff is happening, and I can overlook all of this stuff if Maxine grovels, if Maxine's just like, yes, I want you, I want to be with you, you're so amazing. It doesn't happen. Baby, it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. It never happens. And the best she gets is, I really, really like you. The best she gets is, I really, really like you. And I'm just like, Remy, you gonna have to stand up. Remy, you are gonna have to stand up, because I don't understand what is going on. I don't understand why you want to be in this relationship. Another thing about this book is called The Dating Countdown. Child, they went on like 3 dates. They went on like 3 dates. Like, oh my gosh, the whole point of this book is like, once we finally do get the plot, we get this thing where it's just like, we're gonna go on 10 dates, we can't have sex, and we're gonna see if we can be together, which I am all for, because I constantly come on these lives and I talk about how the people in the relationships don't date. They don't get to know each other. Like, why do these people like one another? And so I was like, yeah, someone's finally gonna, come up with a solution for my constant problem in these books. Y'all, they have sex on almost every single date. They have sex on almost every single date, and they only go on 3, and then they decide that they're not going to go on all 10, and they're just going to be together. And I'm just like, now what's the point of the book then? What is the point? And that's what I left this book with. Like, what was the point of any of this? I didn't find Remy interesting enough to care. Didn't find Maxine was an interesting enough character. The book just doesn't utilize all the stuff that makes her interesting. And so I'm like, what the hell was I here for? Like I said, any point of like tension that can happen in this book cleared up right away. Then the whole thing of them going on these dates, they go on a few dates and it's like, okay, whatever. I could hardly follow the scenes with them going to her, everything Maxine had going on with her job. I barely could follow those scenes. So you get some of that stuff and I'm just like, cute, great, whatever. Remy is doing art and all that stuff. I thought that stuff was cute. Remy had a brother who came into the middle. Like, there was pieces there, but like the purpose of the book, I don't think we get any of that. I don't think we get in. So I'm like, okay, y'all got it. We got it. They might have went on 5. Like, but they definitely didn't make it nowhere to 10. They didn't make it nowhere to 10. They literally say that, like, oh, we're not gonna do all 10 dates. Like, I'm just like, then what the hell am I here for? Like, we literally only witnessed a few. Yes, it was Maxine's idea to date, but Remy would have just been with her completely. Remy didn't need to date. Remy already liked Maxine. So the only thing is that Maxine was like, we don't know each other. And so that's why Remy was just like, I mean, I guess, because Remy's thinking to herself, we do already know each other. We hang out all the time, our family vacation together. We're hooking up with each other. Like, and why can't we get to know each other when we're together? So, like, which I'm on Remy's side about that. But Maxine is just using these dates to stall. She uses these dates to stall out their relationship, because as we can see, they don't even go on all the dates. And then oh my gosh, that scene where like they decide to date and then Maxine stops texting her. Oh, do we remember that? Do we remember when Maxine comes with this brilliant idea? We should date. We should go on dates. We should get to know each other. And if we hook up, we got to start dating again. And then Maxine goes like 2 weeks without even texting that girl phone. Maxine's insane. Like, she comes up with this idea that they should be together, and then just doesn't text her. And then so Remy has to come up with weird stalkerish ways to try to come see her. And then she acts crazy when Remy has a job at the same place that Maxine is working, and she's just like, you should have told me that you was coming, bitch. You don't text me. You came up with this idea that we were dating, and you literally have not texted me. No, what the hell was this? Maxine was acting odd. It was giving dire homophobia. Like, why is you running from me? I totally agree. They was wasting everybody. Like, and then keep in mind, everybody know they together. People at her job know they together. They siblings know that they together. Their parents know. Everyone knows that they're together. So it was just like, okay, y'all got it. That y'all got it. Exactly. And the reason why she thinks this is because Maxine has been horrible to her. Anyways, that's the end of this one. I got to go on my road trip and wear my glasses. For all the people who are new here, I have driving glasses. I didn't even know they made driving glasses until I went to the eye doctor last year and he told me, girl, you have astigmatism and you need glasses to drive at night. It's actually quite normal for people not to be able to see when they're driving. And that's the thing, you guys. My eyesight perfectly good. I have my college degree on the wall over there. I can read the fine print on my college degree. I see just fine. It's just for some reason when I am driving, I can't see a goddamn thing. Like, and at first I just thought it was just like my windshield was dirty or it was just nighttime. And like I was like, everybody can't see at night. That's literally what I was telling myself. Everyone can't see at night. And then one day I was talking to my auntie and she was like, Kenya, I think you might need some glasses. But I'm like, I can see. And I started reading like the television. I'm like, I literally can read the bottom of the television. Like I see just fine. She's like, no, you need glasses for the lights. Like the light, you're having an issue seeing from the glare in people's lights. And so when I went to the eye doctor last year, he was doing, all the little tests that they do. And he was like he was putting up like the pictures. He was not the picture. There was like he has like a picture of like lights. He was doing the lights basically from people's cars. And he's like, yeah, you're having a hard time seeing. And so then he changed, like he put a lens in front of my face. He's like, do you see a lot better? I was like, what? Like, you guys, you couldn't tell me he wasn't doing witchcraft. I said, like, I literally now can, yeah. He's like, you have astigmatism, you dumbass. I never in all my years of living thought I had astigmatism. He's like, yeah, you can't see at night because the goddamn the lights are literally like making, like blurring your vision at night. And like, we'll see for the first. Oh, and so then you guys would have to hear about how I scam my way into a sponsorship to be able to not have to pay for my glasses. Because I was supposed to get these glasses last year, but I was just like, I don't want to pay for glasses. I can see, okay? I was just like, I don't want to have to pay for glasses because I don't have to wear them during like the day. Like, there's no reason for me to wear them. My eye doctor said I should wear them when I'm like at night when I watch TV. He can knock it off. I'm not doing that. The only time I'm going to wear them is when I am on the road and I'm putting other people's lives in danger because I can't see at night. But yeah, and of course, you guys know I had to get like, little cat eye because I'm whimsy. But yeah, I'm glasses at night. Anyways, I will see you guys next time. Peace out.